The RoboCop reboot series has put together an impressive team. Amazon MGM Studios is behind the production, with James Wan signed on as an executive producer, along with Peter Wu, who will also serve as the showrunner, writer, and executive producer. Michael Clear and Rob Hackett from Atomic Monster will join as executive producers, with Danielle Baz overseeing things for the company. The show's logline says it will follow a giant tech company working with the local police to create a high-tech enforcer to fight crime, a cop who's part man, part machine. The original RoboCop movie came out in 1987, directed by Paul Verhoeven and written by Edward Neumeier and Michael Miner, with Peter Weller in the lead role. The movie led to sequels RoboCop 2 in 1990 and RoboCop 3 in 1993, plus a remake in 2014 starring Joel Kinnaman. The RoboCop franchise also includes 5 TV shows, a 1988 animated series, a 1994 live-action show, a 1998 animated series called RoboCop Alpha Commando, RoboCop Prime Directives in 2001, and the 2023 documentary RoboDo, the creation of RoboCop, along with video games and more. Other than this, one is currently producing several other projects like Teacup, Salem's Lot, The Monkey, Megan 2.0, and Mortal Kombat 2. AO is known for his work on shows like Dinosaurs, Pushing Daisies, The Office, Dead Like Me, and Lodge 49. Wu is represented by Jacka Austin, Tie-In, and Management. Wan is repped by CAA, Stacy Testro International, and Man Greenspan Fox. That said, I came across an interesting rumor about the RoboCop reboot. Henry Cavill, yes, the Superman guy, might have a role in the project. Now, we don't know for sure what character he'll play, but given his star power, it's definitely going to be a big role. That being said, take this with a grain of salt because, well, you know how things go with YouTube lately. For the past month or so, my videos have been getting much less push, so I can't help but wonder if this one will even make it out there. Anyway, moving on. Now, there's something I've wanted to talk about for a while when it comes to the RoboCop franchise, especially in relation to the 2014 reboot. You might think this is off topic, but hear me out before you skip the video like you've probably been doing with others. The 2014 RoboCop remake, with its disappointing 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, is even more of a letdown when you look at the behind-the-scenes details that show how good it could have been. The film is often considered one of the worst sci-fi reboots, especially considering how iconic the original 1987 RoboCop is. Even Joel Kinnaman, who played Alex Murphy, has spoken about why the movie didn't live up to expectations. One major reason for the film's failure was studio interference, which crushed any chance of the movie being great. As with many films, the best ideas can be ruined by things like poor marketing, bad release timing, and of course, too much studio meddling. RoboCop was no exception. The studio essentially restricted director Jose Padilha from fully realizing his vision, even though he was an excellent choice to direct. Padilha's previous work on Elite Squad and Elite Squad 2, The Enemy Within, was gritty and full of sharp social commentary, just like the original RoboCop. It seemed like he was perfect for the reboot, but the movie didn't reflect that potential. Padilha's experience on RoboCop was so bad that he called it the worst experience of his life. According to reports, 90% of his ideas were shot down by MGM execs, leaving him with very little creative freedom. To make matters worse, the film had a massive budget of around $100 million, which made the studio even more cautious about taking risks. That meant no R rating, and without the freedom to go dark and gritty, the reboot lost the edge that made the original film stand out. Without the intense body horror, the critique of corporate greed, and the raw violence, the remake ended up lacking everything that made RoboCop so memorable. It feels like MGM really stripped RoboCop of everything that made it unique just to create a franchise that could compete with the MCU. The original RoboCop had this raw, gritty energy that felt like it was something you weren't supposed to watch. It was tough, dark, and rebellious. But the 2014 remake? It feels way too clean and polished, like it was made for mass approval rather than keeping that edge. There are a few moments that try to capture the same punch as the original, like when Murphy's body is revealed, but they just don't hit the same way. It seems like MGM took away all the sharpness from Padilha's vision just to make the movie safe for a potential franchise. The real heartbreak with the 2014 RoboCop was how it wasted an amazing director and an all-star cast. The movie had some of the best actors in Hollywood, like Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Keaton, Gary Oldman, and Joel Kinnaman, but it didn't do them justice. Padilha was the perfect choice for this kind of movie, yet it felt like neither he nor the incredible cast ever got a chance to shine. With all that talent, this movie should have been a hit, but instead it just fell short. Even though the RoboCop remake had its issues, there were a few moments that showed it could have been a great movie. Padilha managed to make some sharp critiques of the media, with Samuel L. Jackson delivering a powerful monologue. The film even hinted at commenting on the U.S. military's involvement in the Middle East. Unfortunately, these moments were overshadowed by scenes that felt dull in comparison to the original. The behind-the-scenes struggles were just too much, and the 2014 remake couldn't overcome them. The trend of disappointing sci-fi remakes, including RoboCop, has been going on for years. Many classic films from the genre get reimagined, but more often than not, these remakes fall short, sometimes even worse than the original. With advancements in special effects and CGI, Hollywood seems eager to recreate the magic of these iconic films, hoping that modern technology will improve upon what worked so well in the past. But remaking a beloved classic isn't easy. It requires a delicate balance between staying true to what made the original great and offering something fresh for new audiences. Some films, like The Thing and Dune, manage to strike that balance and succeed, but others, not so much. For every great sci-fi remake, there's one that misses the mark. Movies like I Am Legend, Flatliners, and The Day the Earth Stood Still struggled to capture what made their predecessors special, even with talented casts and directors. These remakes often came up short, leaving audiences wondering why they were necessary in the first place. The truth is, not every classic needs to be redone. Some stories are just better left untouched, as the original magic can never truly be replicated. This is where the new RoboCop reboot could break the trend. It has a chance to do what past remakes failed at: respect the original while giving us something new. If the creators can find that balance, RoboCop could give the audience a reboot that doesn't feel like a cash grab or an attempt to match the MCU's success, but something that stands on its own as a worthy successor to the original. If they get it right, it could break the cycle of disappointing reboots and show that classic films can still be reimagined without losing their soul. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. And now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. If you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments.